Hello and welcome to the show. I am here on Forza 6 with another silly car build, and my vehicle today is the R34 Nissan Skyline from Fast and Furious. Now, these Fast and Furious cars can get an awful lot of power in them. You saw I built the Charger up, that got over 1,000 horsepower. I'm expecting a similar story from this, or I'm hoping a similar story from the Skyline. Don't know how much power we're going to get, but I'm assuming it's going to be suitably silly amounts of power. And for this silly car build series, the cars can stay with their normal drive lines, so the Skyline will be four-wheel drive, which will be useful for trying to put all of this power down, and especially seeing as we can't use the race tyres. The cars must remain road legal, which means we'll have to be going for these sport tyres, and I'm hoping the four-wheel drive she'll be able to make up for some of the slight lack of grip that we will get from the tyres. Actually get some decent sized tyres on this as well. 295s on the front. The normal R34 can only go up to 285s, I believe, if I remember that one correctly. So I'm guessing we're going to get even bigger tyres on the rear then. We are indeed 305s on the rear of the Skyline. Pretty good. Combine that with the four-wheel drive system, and I'm hoping we shouldn't have too many sliding around problems. We shouldn't have too much, if any, issues with traction. We can't do any changing in the aero parts. That's all just what comes with the car, but I believe it will still be giving it some downforce, so there's no disadvantage in that. My main concern with a four-wheel drive car, especially a high-powered four-wheel drive car, is of course we could well be ending up with some understeer. The Jaguar, the XJ220 that went around last time out, was very, very understeery. Had a lot of problems with that, and we could see similar issues with this Skyline, although I'm hoping I can make up for it in the ability to immediately launch out of every corner. That's kind of the hope with this one. Let's get some race suspension on the car as well. We're going to be weight-wise, I'm not sure. We might actually get it to a decent. Down to a decent weight. Probably going to be around maybe 2,500-ish mark. Can we get it? Okay, not quite that light. We can only take out, I guess it's already partially lightened to be turned into the Fast and Furious version, but we can get it down to 2,800. That's about a similar kind of weight as we saw from the Jaguar. We are at the top of S-Class. Now for the engine bit, how much power can we get out of all of you? Actually, I was expecting these to add a little bit more. It's probably going to be the camshafts and the turbo where we're going to see a big increase in power, maybe a little bit with the intercooler. We're not really going up in power at the moment, so here's hoping. I mean, these should, yep, they had 131 horsepower up to 705 horsepower in the Skyline, and it's a lot of power. I also like how the graph hasn't scaled. Normally the graphs scale to show you. This one here is just everything's off the chart. Bugger it, just ignore the chart. It's pointless. Up to 757 horsepower. Come on, turbos. We're hoping for a big increase from the turbos. 780 now. Here we go. How much are we going to get? Oh, we're going to get a lot. 260 horsepower from the turbos. 1,042 horsepower in the Skyline. That's a lot of power. That's an awful lot of power in this car. Sadly, these have added a little bit of weight, so we're back over the 2,800 pound mark. We're going to finish out at 1,077 horsepower, 800 foot-pounds of torque in this Nissan. Okay, we've got a lot of power. We've got a lot of torque. Not quite as much as the V12, admittedly. However, unlike the Jaguar, we have got a four-wheel drive system in this one. So, yeah, I think the Skyline, it's could be really quite quick. Although I fear we might have terrible understeer. Right, I am here at the Road America West alternate layout, where I will have 5 laps to try and go as quickly as possible with this car. Our target is the lap time set by the Caparo T1, a 1:16.8. That's what we're looking at trying to beat in the Skyline, and I'm hoping that we can get a little bit closer than we did with the Jaguar. Okay, through these first few corners, I mean, it's quick. A little bit of sliding on the way out of that chicane, but, there's a lot of power to put down onto the road, and then we are mighty fast in a straight line. We are mighty fast in a straight line, 200 miles an hour. Jump on the brakes. Uh-oh. No, we don't stop. Please stop, Skyline. We really... we really do not stop in the Nissan. And that was using a... Oh, God, no, that's not a good line to be taking. I'm getting slightly lost. Are we going to turn? Anytime today. Anytime today would be quite good. Where are we? Where's the corner? We've overshot that massively as well. Okay, we have a small issue with the brakes. Oh, for heaven's sake, please get stopped! I was using the... Okay, we can't use the braking zones that I used with the Jaguar. It doesn't work. I thought the Jaguar didn't have great brakes. I was wrong. The Jaguar was not that bad. This is... Oh, we're not stopping down here either. No, we've got it stopped before going off, but only just. Holy crap. I thought the Jag had dodgy brakes. I was wrong. This really doesn't get stopped. Yeah, sure, these are really very, very fast cars, but... You have to brake really early in this Skyline. Is that a good place for getting stopped down into? Okay, that actually worked pretty well. If I could use that braking point for future laps, that'll be good. Get the power down out of that. Oh, no. Go away from the tyre bundle. Oh, that was bad. That was really bad. I may have got it sliding just a little bit and then got a win on the grass. Just about pulled the car off in time before we ended up... Oh, Christ. Get on the brakes here. Oh, this might work. Yeah, there we go. We have just about got it stopped down there. Yeah, got a wheel stuck on the grass. Did not want to go and play with the tyre bundle. That would be a really bad place to go and visit. Oh, get turned. Come on, Skyline. We can maybe do this. The pillar there and the gauges is really annoying because I can't actually see quite where I'm aiming for that corner. It's just a little bit of guesswork, really, in hoping that you've slowed the car down enough, and then yeah, kind of guess at where the corner is. We're not particularly happy through here. I mean, the Caparo was almost flat out through that turn, and of course we're nowhere near flat out through there. Wow, I'm having to brake at the 4 board. I think it's about the 2.5 board with the Jaguar. It's the 4 board with this Skyline. Now I will admit, yes, the Skyline is very, very fast accelerating, but the Jaguar, oh crap, the Jaguar wasn't that much slower. It wasn't 4-wheel drive. However, the Jaguar never had huge traction issues, so, you know, I don't think it was that much. You know, I don't think the Skyline's approaching the corners with that much more speed. It just doesn't get stopped. They go pretty much the same speed down here, where I have to get on the brakes. Only the Jag could brake later. I think I've got to brake before that shadow if I want to get stopped. Oh, and even then we're not getting stopped. The brakes in the Skyline are awful. That really does not want to be getting slowed down. Okay. Oh no, and then we're not going to do this transition through here very nicely. Right, now let's try and spot where we're going here better. No, not at all. I've got even more lost. I was trying to take a sensible line and just braked far too late for that corner. We're trying to carry too much speed. I fear that the understeer would be an issue. I'm going to be honest, with the brakes like this, there is quite a bit of understeer in this, but the brakes take sort of all of the problems. You're not having... I'm not caring about the understeer, because I've got too many problems trying to get the damn thing slowed down. Yeah, I mean, it's struggling to get the power down out of... I'm struggling to carry the speed, get the power through the corners like here. We really can't do very much. I'm just sort of waiting, still waiting. I'm on the grass now. Probably not a good idea. Like that. Yeah, there is a fair bit of understeer in this car. When you boot it, there is a little bit of oversteer, but that's to be expected. It's still pretty damn controlled for putting down 1,000 horsepower. You know, with 4-wheel drive, it will still slide about a little bit if you're a moron, but you can get away with it. It's trying to carry the corner speed. You just can't quite do it in this. I might have actually got it finally stopped. Look at that! I found an apex of the corner down there without having a big accident. Oh crap, we probably braked too late for here. Okay, no, wait, it's fine. Oh no, I'm doing the same thing. I'm driving it like a normal car that I would drive around this circuit, and I can't do that. Okay, we've got to brake long before... Oh, for God's sake. I've got to brake long before I ever see the corner, and I never see the corner there. With the way the dials and stuff are positioned in here, you've got to brake so bloody early. I've only got one more lap to try and get a lap time out of this car. Right, we're around there. I could probably leave it in third for all of that. I've got the hang of the down here bit. The 4 board works really well. Oh, shut up, me. Don't say stuff like that, because that's when you that's when what was working now suddenly isn't working. We're on for a better lap somehow, despite not being that good. We are still waiting to get on the power around here. Waiting, and still waiting, and now we can go. No, that's going to give us some understeer. Wow, you've got to be super patient around there. And we're on the brakes for turn 1. Right, it's 22.3, so we're what, about 2/10 off the time of the Jaguar. Can we find 2/10 to beat the Jaguar? I thought the Skyline might, you know, maybe get under the 120s, get near the Caparo. I was wrong. Skyline is awful. Well, the brakes are awful on this car. It just doesn't slow down. It really doesn't get stopped whatsoever. So you have to be so cautious around a lap. Yeah, you know, when it is released, the very brief periods when it is released, it is mighty fast. I mean, incredibly quick accelerating. But you just can't use that power. Now I've turned in a little bit too soon. Yeah, well, that's about the closest I've got to making that corner at any point. So bugger it, basically. No, we're out wide. I was half a second up. Uh-oh, we've got to try and now be super smooth and clean through these last few bits of track. Okay, don't balls up down here. Actually went on the brakes slightly before the 4-bore. That is shocking. The lack of brakes that I have in this car. And now we have to wait. We've got this long, never-ending corner, and with so much understeer in this vehicle. Come on, no, that was a bad point. We just can't. I can't get on the power until here. And now, whoa, we're going to slide. It's a 20.0 from the Skyline. Oh dear God. Yeah, that is not an easy car to drive. It's just so bad under brakes. You have to wait so long to get on the power. I mean, I will admit, I tried to get on the power a little bit too soon out there and had to just lift off, because otherwise you're going to understeer a mile off the course. But the understeer is just the least of your concerns when it doesn't stop. You have to brake so early. Yeah, it's a bloody quick car going in between the corners, but you had to stop so much earlier than I did with the likes of the Jaguar that you lose a lot of time over the course of the lap. It does beat the Jaguar by about 1/10 of a second. It's still a long way off. Some 4-5 seconds off the time set by the Caparo. That is a pretty hefty margin. I really thought the Skyline was going to fare better. I thought with the 4-wheel drive we would fare a little bit better with all of the power and acceleration. It just doesn't get stopped. You just can't get it slowed down for the corners well enough. Okay, well, that idea did not quite work as far as beating the Caparo goes. So one thing that people did want to see is me do a speed run with these silly car builds. To be honest, speed runs don't massively interest me, because it's, well, you know, just hold the throttle down a long straight. So I was wondering how I can make it more interesting. Hence why we've come to Le Mans in the pouring rain. Yes, I am going to try and now drive these ridiculous cars at silly speeds in the pouring rain. How fast can I get these crazy vehicles to drive in these conditions? Oh, I will, since I'm doing this in test drive, I can quickly tune the setup. Now, for the sake of this, I am going... Do we have adjustable air? Yeah, we do on the... Okay, I'm not going to touch it because I'm in the wet. I'm not going to fiddle about with that. I also, without having adjustable kind of front, I don't want to completely ruin what little balance there is. So we'll just mess about with the gears. We've got a lot of power here. 250... By the looks of it, 257 is about as quick as we're going to get it. I don't think if we go any further, I think we're going to make it too long. Gears, 257.4, yeah, that'll do. I reckon it'll do 0 to 100 in 4.3 seconds. I wish there was telemetry available, like proper telemetry available in the replay, so I could test this. Yeah, it's a shame they haven't had the like the race time and lap information available in replay since Forza 4, and I don't know why that isn't in there. You know, you can access the actual telemetry, but you can't access it. There's no sort of timestamp or lapse. It seems like a weird decision, that one. I would quite like that back, so you could test things like that, see if it really can do it in those in that kind of a time frame. Right, 4-wheel drive cars in the wet. I mean, we are sliding there, but I was on full throttle in a 1,000 horsepower car. So yeah, I mean, 4-wheel drive in the wet is always quite nice, although the bumps through there are horrible. The bumps are always horrible. Now, this is going to become a very dangerous game of spot the puddles at 200 miles an hour. So we're looking for 257. Can we get 257 without hitting a puddle? Because if we touch a puddle at this speed, we are having a tremendous accident. So, fingers crossed, I don't know where the puddles are. I'm just kind of sticking to the middle of the road, and I'm hoping that is going to work. What are we at? 250. 251. Are we going to run out of road before we get up to the speed? That is quite possible. 253. Come on, Skyline. 54. Any more? We got any more speed from you? 55 miles an hour. 255, I should say, but we lost a mile an hour. Can we take this corner at 250? We can. We've done it. At that speed, god dear, it looks very, very ominous coming down here. Oh crap, I better go on the brake, because otherwise we will never get stopped. 255 was the speed obtained by the Skyline, and we didn't have a really big accident on the puddles. There is enough grip to get around that fast corner. Admittedly, it's a lot scarier dealing with that corner in the rain. In the dry, in cars like this, there's nothing to it really. In the wet, it is quite an interesting thing. Also, that is some very bumpy tarmac. Are you tarmac? No, perhaps it's supposed to be a gravel trap, and it just looks like tarmac because of the water on it. Strange. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted by mysterious surfaces. The Skyline, very, very quick. I bumped a wall. That was a stupid thing to do. The Skyline, very, very fast in a straight line. Very, very fast in a straight line, and has enough control to get around the corner. Sadly, the brakes have just let this car down. Still, 255 miles an hour is not too bad or a straight line speed, certainly. However, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.